Hi everyone, it's Tiffany. I am back in The Sims 4 with another speed build. This is for a camper. I've actually been wanting to do a camper since Tiny Homes? Tiny Living came out. This camper in particular is not a tiny home. It could have been actually, now that I think of it. I should probably go back and check. Anyway. This was not like I wasn't set out to be like, oh, this is going to be a tiny home. This is just, I really wanted to make it camper, and I kind of wanted to get the hang of it because I wasn't sure how I was going to do the roof. As you can see, I'm struggling hardcore. Oh my gosh, this was a struggle. It's still actually the final project has like a little glitch in the one corner, but you know what? I was so frustrated, and I was like, you know what, this looks good. I'm fine with it. You can kind of see like the little glitch a little bit. I was trying to fix it and line it up a little bit better, but it is what it is. So I ended up, originally, I started off the video with the debug object to actually put the camper, on the wheels and everything. That is a debug object, and the rocks in the background I also was like, ooh. But I ended up deleting the rocks and everything. But anyway, I wanted to make it a fun, I didn't want to make the usual, just white, shingly looking camper. I didn't want to make that. I wanted to make it fun colors, but then in the end I was like, there's nothing that's working, just nothing. And I was going to actually change it to the shingly looking one, just a white, but I guess I ended up not doing that. Anyway, I was trying to, it's kind of like I wasn't intentionally going to make it stationary, you know what I mean? But you'll see by the end, and it ends up kind of being like a stationary camper RV situation. And then I actually really didn't know at this point what I was doing. I was just trying to find small square windows, but these rectangle windows worked fine. But I like those ones that I put on the back, those double squares right there. I really like those, but I don't know, I just didn't like them on all the way around, so I ended up going with this style. I don't know. And then there's not even a good fence that you could use that would be an RV add-on thing, except for this one from Get Famous, and it didn't even have different colors, so it just didn't look great. But I think actually by the end, I think around this point or something, I was like, I should just delete this video right now. I should delete this build. It looks so bad. But I actually really, really ended up liking it a lot. The outside probably could have used a little bit more tweaking with the roof. Still probably gonna, I would really like to make more camper speed builds, so if that's something you want to see, definitely leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll just do it on my own. But I definitely want to get some practice, and I really, really would love to make really tiny homes and stuff. This is basically a tiny home. The bathroom I struggled a little bit with. I probably should have just made it bigger, but I wanted it to line up with the windows, and I wanted to be able to use all the area and everything. It was just kind of all over the place. So I ended up, I think initially I really struggled with the bathroom. I was like, should I put this here or this here? But I ended up just doing that layout. I think that's the final layout. I had one shelf. Yeah, I put in a shelf. So I'm done there. I guess I should have put in toilet paper and towels. I forgot to do that though. Anyway, so I wanted to put in the bed that folds in, the couch that folds into a bed, from Tiny Living. I wanted to utilize these features because I actually never really did a Tiny Living build with using those. I always just threw in a bed and stuff, I never pull one of those in a build yet. This is my first time. So anyway, I felt it was too crowded, so I moved the kitchen over to that side, which I think ended up working out way better. And then I was going to do a regular fridge, but I was like, no, mini fridge is so much better because I can put a microwave on top. So then I ended up moving it over to that blank side where I was going to probably put a plant or something. And then I was like, I got to do something with this empty space. And it's like, oh, chair. Chair and table. So it's a nice little dining seat area. And I just kind of started throwing some things here and there. But the kitchen is kind of, I guess, plain. Oh, I did want a plant. Obviously, since I filled that gap, I was like, I need plants now. So I threw one on the table over there. And obviously, I gotta get the essentials in, like the sinks and the fire detectors. And I actually really wanted to go with this bold red color. Call me crazy, but I did it. I did it, you guys. And then I was like, none of these carpets go with it, though. And then I'm like, but I could change the wood color of everything and change everything. But I really like it. I really, I don't typically make red rooms. I don't make really super, super bold rooms anymore. I used to. I think I've told this story several times before. But when I was younger and playing The Sims, back in the day, 1, 2, 3, Well, 1 and 2, I guess more so I was younger. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, all of them. Even in 4, some of my first builds in 4, I was not a builder. I don't even really consider myself a really good builder now. It's just like I used to make houses that were like red walls and then like a light red carpet, and like bright yellow walls and a light yellow carpet, and then like light pink walls with a bright pink carpet. I would literally make rooms. That's all I would do. Like I would match them like that, and it just didn't look good. And then I would always match the beds and everything. And when we had Sims 3 and the color wheel, gosh, it was the worst because I would match the patterns to everything. I wasn't subtle about it, and I just, it was bad. And there's more to tell about the story, but we're just gonna stop it at that. So changing it up like this, you know, it definitely, it's new to me. Not really new to me, but I really do like how everything turned out, like the colors and everything. I like the brown against that red, and then the white that we have going on, and then like the little bit of like a white off-white kitchen as well is really nice. I like it. So, oh yeah, I did put in a yarn basket. I did want to put in like some activities and everything, but I didn't want it to make it like look too cluttery, but like I wanted to make it look lived in, so I ended up putting like some knitting stuff in, and then the guitar and like some candles and stuff. And then I was like, what do I put on these shelves? Like I had no idea. Nothing fit on those shelves, but then I put a digital camera up there, but I moved it, and I put these like little paintings up there. I don't know. I was gonna try to put a TV in here, like on a little table right there in front of the couch, but I was like, you know what? We're on a camper, probably in the middle of the woods or something, or camping or whatnot. We shouldn't be really sitting around watching TV. Plus, we have our phones we can watch TV on. And then maybe you can get a laptop or something. So, I did put in a pet bed. I was kind of jumping in between colors and everything because I wanted to do the crazy watermelon one because I was like, ooh, fun. Then I was like, too much. So I ended up going with just like a simple one. So you are able to have a pet in this household. You have a bowl and what do you call them? Beds. Oh my gosh. So I pretty much am done with the inside for the most part. I did put in extra lighting, but now it's time for the outside. I definitely was like, okay, should I make this like look like it's ready to go? But I was like, if I make it look like it's ready to go, I mean, it would kind of just be like on a dirt plot or dirt path with like trees around it or something. And I guess that's what I kind of was originally going for with the rocks in the back. I was like, okay, this is just like a little camping spot. But then I was like, you know what? I want to make it look like it's been here a long time. Like, people just live here. They got their camper, then they found somewhere. They were traveling around the world. Then they found somewhere they liked, and now they're here to stay. I don't know. It's just an idea. And then I found out the grass was too big and it was poking through the floor. But good thing I caught that. So I just shrunk it down. And obviously I'm doing some landscaping. I love landscaping in this game. If I could have, like, a lot of people have their set thing that they would want if The Sims was like, hey, what do you want to add? I want more plants and trees and rocks and everything, and like water, like fountain stuff. Anything I can do with the outdoors. Like, I just love it. Like, outdoors is my jam. Outdoor retreat. Oh, my favorite game pack ever. Like, anyway, we're throwing it back. So I was actually debating, like, at this point, should I put in a pond? Oh, I did debug to get the truck in there to make it look like it was still ready to go, but like also just parked there. So some of these are from the debug menu. But I was debating on whether or not to put in a pond, and you guys, I'm spoiling for you, I did decide to put in a pond, which I'm super excited about. I love putting in ponds. I say that all the time, but it's one of my favorite things, just like landscaping, you know? So it is what it is. And I love this mailbox. It's my new favorite mailbox, by the way. I'd like to see the new mailboxes. Like, it's refreshing for sure, because it's just the same old 3-colored mailbox, crusty mailbox. Not that it's crusty, and plus you can choose from like the 5 different mailboxes that there are. But the thing is, it's just like, I would rather have something else. So it's nice to see a new mailbox with the nifty knitting pack, which you can only access if you actually learn how to knit, or you go into the debug cheats menu. Anyway, gotta make the truck look a little bit lived in. I love the debug menu. I knew it was there, and I knew they released all the stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I never really played around with it until now, because I obviously needed it for the wheels at the camper. And then I found this cool thing. I really wanted to utilize it, but I was like, nah, I'll just wait for another build. I'm sure I could use it. So I was just kind of scrolling through and making sure there was nothing else I could actually use to make it look a little bit better. I don't think I add too much, and then I start going. So this is where I started getting crazy. I'm like, ooh, I really want to build all this other stuff so I could use all of this stuff. I was getting a little out of hand, and I was like, no, focus. You have to focus on this. So I'm just finishing up here. I do have to say I'm not sure if I like the roof choice. Like I don't know. I feel like I could still play with that quite a bit. And it'll be probably something that I play with more in the future. So now it's pond time, guys. Obviously, I want to make it a little bit uneven, but then I was just like, nah, let's just go with this normal shape that we use. And then I wanted to use some of the stuff that we had already used around the camper. I didn't want to bring in any new plants. I just wanted to kind of use the same old, kind of keep with the pattern and everything. And it's like, oh, we need a tree, but I didn't want the tree to block the camper or the truck or anything. I think I got a nice balance though. So it is time for us to jump on over into the build and take a little tour. By the way, this will be available on the gallery for download. A link is in the description. So I actually double checked. This does qualify as a tiny home. So it is the tiny home camper. Ta-da! So anyway, nothing too much out front here to see right away. We can go to the pond, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's head over here, right over to our favorite mailbox and trash area. I think I had decorated, I hate to toot my own horn, but I think I decorated it quite nicely, like just together. And then we have our, of course, lawn flamingo. And then we have just a bike out here and, you know, some weeds and stuff. So we do have some nice plants out here, which is a nice little touch. And then, of course, we have this this door fits so well for campering. Let's go ahead through here. And we step in and we see it. This is it. This is so spacious, too, for a camper. I've lived in a camper for, you know, I lived in a camper for a while, actually, at one point in my life. And it was very... it's hard to live. It was like a family of 4, you know, me, my dad, my mom, and my sister, and it was so much smaller than this. So this is looking pretty good with the colors and everything. I like the wild rug. It kind of brings out the red in the walls and all that fun stuff. And then we have all the decorative decor. And then we have all of that fun stuff up there, and then we have this nice little poof, which I don't know if it's even positioned where you could sit on it, but I just liked it for decoration anyway. And then, oh no, the plant's gone. I have to go find the plant. There was that plant there. Well, anyway, there's still the camera and the chicken. Chicken's like my trademark. I feel like I put that in every single build. So we have the nice little kitchen. I feel like it's so super sweet and updated, and I love it. But look at this angle from here, too. It looks so good. But let's go into the bathroom. And this is what we got. So we have the shower right there. I feel like the shower and the shelf are pretty cramped, but it's okay. It's a camper. I mean, it's very spacious for what we got. And then I guess I could have put, well, no, because then you would have had trouble reaching I almost said the fence, the sink, which I guess I could have put at an angle now that I'm really thinking about it. But I love the colors of this bathroom. Like, I never really used this wall pattern and everything. I usually make, like, all blue tile or black tile bathrooms. So anyway, that's it. That is the tour of this tiny home. This is probably the easiest one I've ever done, for sure. We can look out the back window just for funsies. You know, just, like, stick our heads out here. We could float around the back or the side over here. And we have all the trees and stuff. And then we have this truck, which is the old truck they used to pull this camper, which I feel like is still like out of place. Not out of place, not the correct size. I feel like this camper is just ginormous. Maybe that's why I didn't originally think of it as a tiny home. But that's it. That's our camper. Well, you guys, that's going to wrap it up for this speed build video. Here's the camper all done. I feel like I want to come back and do it better next time. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you are interested in placing this in your game, make sure you go check me out on the Sims Gallery. My username is Ohcluck. But thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time.